Hi, so I've got Lloyd here. Lloyd is a devoted father, husband, and business owner who is currently serving time in lockdown along with the rest of us and working from home. And we're here to find out what's been going on. So, how you doing, my man?
Yeah, doing all right. Still been quite busy because of the nature of my work is on the computer quite a lot, motion graphics and editing. So a lot of that's transferable to sticking me in a room and letting me get on with it.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's kind of worked. I've only had a couple of days off so far since the thing, but as far as the company goes, sort of had to wind that down,
yeah.
like sort of employees, etc., etc.
You might hear a bit of shouting here and there. That's my kids going mental in the garden. So I do apologise, guys.
That's all
Okay.
right. I'll
Yeah,
put
I
up
do
some.
apologise. So working in a similar environment to me, I mean, I do these interviews that I can get away with this kind of stuff because technically I'm the boss, and we only get a few people watch this stuff, and I don't get paid for it. But in your environment where you've got the exact similar scenario going on,
Yeah.
are your clients understanding of the bedlam, or are they? Can it cause issues?
Um, I think certain clients they're used to working with New York offices and with like some clients that might be in France or something like that. So time delays and feedback rounds of things that they're used to getting a whole load of like Zoom messages, or
Yeah,
they've got to enter a conference call at 3 p.m. when New York's awake and stuff like that. So that sort of thing they're used to. Maybe having the entire workforce all over the country is not great for
yeah.
them, but I think they've seemed to sort it out client-wise. Yeah.
And what about interruptions? What about family interruptions and background noise and bedlam and
Yeah,
all
well,
sorts?
we're trying to sort that out as a household. Like you got to allow for a little bit. I get 3, 4 visits a day. I'll just basically let you see there's a hobby horse thing in the background, and she comes in, gives that a go, and then sort of leaves. But yeah, she's all right, really.
Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so I mean, at the moment, so are you kind of doing a 9 to 5, or you just do? This is what I can't
Yeah.
get my head around. Are you kind of left alone to do the work when you can do the work, or is it right now? These offices are open here, or how does that dynamic work?
For me, like we're still kind of operating on shop hours, so
Yeah,
9:30 to 6:30 max. But if they're waiting on some stuff, then I'd rather secure my work for the future and get it done. Sort of work a bit later.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's kind of making sure that I'm getting the job done, kind of thing, by a threat of being unemployed for the rest of the lock in, lockdown.
Lock in, lock. Well, it is. Well, it's been more like a lock in at my place, mate. It
Yeah,
has.
you were
Oh,
saying,
I've been partial to the odd bottle of red wine, and
yeah.
well, for breakfast. No, not quite. No, I have been. I've noticed my alcohol levels going up. What about? I mean, we are coming into some extremely interesting times. So it doesn't take you know, a genius to work out that the backlash of this is going to be quite severe. You can't have the entire nation, in fact, the entire planet, on some form of benefit, and there not be
Yeah.
a hideous downturn, especially for markets and then recessions when it comes to
Yeah.
businesses. And what do you what are you doing to stay motivated and knowing that the best that's coming out of this is more grief?
Yeah, that's a bit of a tough one. I suppose I'm kind of just get on with what I can at the time type of person.
Yeah,
So as long as I'm getting as much work as I can possibly get in, then I'm happy. Like, I always try and make bills, you know, um, make, the ends meet basically.
Yeah,
So if I can do that, then I'm still happy. Like the more benefits I get, or the more help I get from the government, the happier I am. But again, I don't like to owe anyone anything either. So,
exactly.
when they say don't worry about paying your VAT until next year, I'm like, well, I still might have to do that pretty early on because I don't want to be surprised at that in January,
No,
basically.
of course, of course. I mean, I think everyone is kind of getting it wrong. They see, oh, it's a grant, you don't pay that back. No, you definitely do. Which I think, especially for like small business owners as well, it's going to be a very ropey time and probably a great time to be limited, with a sense of worst case
Yeah.
scenario, just
Well,
get
they
out
can't
and
come
dodge.
after you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're quite a diverse guy. You're you're changing things up as we go. I like to see, especially the Essex Insights, which there will be a link into that, and we're proud to be partners of that and have involvement in that. I think I think that has got a lot of legs, especially with new emerging businesses in turbulent times coming. They need as much help as they can get. I think that is going to be a bit stuff like that is going to be a saviour. The idea of this camaraderie and local community, and supporting that community has taken us back almost to like a I don't know, a pre-wartime stroke wartime kind of feeling, a nostalgic feeling of what people would have had back in the day.
Yeah.
What is your main goal with, like? So I want to move over and talk about Essex Insights now, which is the fairly new business that you've started online.
Yeah.
Talk to us a bit about that and the excitement behind that right now.
Yeah. Well, strangely, Essex Insights was basically because I didn't want to keep going into London,
Yeah.
and I wanted to be local. So I got my wish, but now I'm not even allowed out of the house. But it's basically like I work for big beauty companies and big brands, and I'm a small part of a big job basically. So I thought, bring it, bring it all back to Essex. Do meaningful content with all my skill set for smaller companies, and be, like a bit more of the creative side behind the videos and stuff like that. Make stuff that people want to watch. Build a platform that people want to watch it on. If someone says, "Oh, look, they're showing videos of like what's happening around the corner like every week," then I'll follow that because it means something to me. It's it's stuff that I'm gonna like learn from, or I'm gonna gain from. So
Because
that
you
was
try
it
an element of
basically.
passion into there as well, don't you? Which is great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I agree. Like I think helping local, like if you look at the state of Southend High Street, even before this,
Yeah.
like you don't want that to happen to Lee, you don't want that to happen to Rayleigh, and there's a danger it could if things continue, basically.
Well, this is the worry. If you were to look at Lee Broadway and you were to look at Rayleigh, at the moment, it's mostly propped up by boutique cafes, bars,
Yeah.
and stuff that rely on, freshly made produce, which I think the backlash of this could be, A, people less likely to want to go to those places, B, like my business as well, which is leisure, we will probably be the very last people to be open. So I think even though we may be back to work as normal for everybody else in, say, a month or 6 weeks' time, or probably actually probably 2.5 months from now, actually. So I think this whole thing's going to last about 3 months. I still think the leisure and hospitality industry is going to be closed down for another couple of months after that because of the danger that comes with such heavy footfall, unless there is a massive way to diversify, which, you know me, I'm always thinking, and after we press the stop button, I'm going to tell you about. But what do you think, you know, because you speak to these different businesses and stuff, the focus needs to be on, especially if they're local? What do you think the focus needs to be on? And I suppose for everyone involved in business right now.
Well, at the moment, I think protecting the customers, that's a big thing. Like just making, like yourself, you know, the first thing you started doing as soon as you heard about it was spraying everything down, like 5-6 times a day, like making sure that people aren't going to be transmitting things, and then you shut down, and, you know, to keep your customers happy, you've done, you know, like all sorts. So like going out of the way for the customer as well. But I think there's an importance for us as the clients to get back into, you know, buying from these small companies and stuff as well. Like, it's not just up to you guys to make ends meet. Like, after all of this, you know, like, it's actually got to be a big push from regular people to, you know, like, obviously not flood into every single gym and every single boutique cafe, like, as soon as it's open, because that's obviously going to cause its own problems. But you know, like, support them where you can. If there's anyone online at the minute that's doing home deliveries, home workouts, you know, making recipes, sending like kits for you to make with your kids, you know, like things that you can do at home. And then just follow them, support them, just so that they know there's going to be customers at the end of it. Because otherwise, why are they going to bother?
You need a one big incentive, or just I really agree with that. I think the look after your customers, but also where you can help back. I've heard we had a lot of clients saying, please keep taking our money, and we you know, although that meant so much to us, logistically that would have been a nightmare. So we took the idea that we're just going to stop all payments and then put out as much free stuff as possible, which now we've got full, you know, a full syllabus. But I think that for small businesses as well, as you said, looking after the customer, you need now to show the gratitude for the people that once used your businesses. I do believe that this time will kind of show light on what people think of their clientele, how they deal with the, you know, how they deal with the complaints, how they deal with the money back requests, how they treat people will now pay dividends in the future, or won't pay dividends as well, especially if people are just panicking, thinking of themselves with no forward thinking, which, you know, I've seen my fair share of. Let's have a little chat about something a bit different then. Let's talk about your family and your home life right now. Now, I don't want you to obviously I don't want you to share anything personal that you're not happy to share, but how are you how are you feeling, and what's the kind of feel with your little one? I won't say any names, but how's it you're feeling with your little one as well, and the wife also?
Well, they've been really good, actually. Like, it's probably me that's been a little bit impatient, you know, because the pressure's on a bit to make sure I'm delivering. And I think week 1 it was a bit of a naughty, so that sort of worked as it was. Week 2, I was like, we can't keep going like this. So we had to sort of put in some rules and say, like, if I'm working, I've got to just get on with it, and I can't be disturbed too much. And then but now we've sort of reached a middle ground where you know, I you know, basically, like, I understand that they're trying their hardest, and they understand that I'm working when I'm working. So that kind of thing.
And is your little one excited?
Yeah, like she sort of knows that there's a bug that's stopping her from going out, and 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 that the Easter Bunny's still allowed to come, and yeah, she has like had an all right time really. We go on our little hour of walk or whatever, and that's nice. Weather's been good as well. That helps. So she's been out in the garden.
Yeah, my two are out there in the garden now.
Yeah.
That's them now. That's them running around, going mental.
Yeah. Problem is because Poppy, that's my daughter, and she's on her own. She needs one of us. So it's either mummy, or daddy. So I'm looking forward to this bank holiday where I've actually got Friday and Monday off properly, and I'm gonna try not to do too much sideline work, and so it should be good. I'm probably gonna get a visit in a minute. So
you're gonna what's that? Have a workout?
No, I'm not gonna have too much work.
Hello.
Say hello, Jerry. Yeah. Daddy's just going to be on a call for a little bit. You can't stay in here the whole time. Poppy says hello anyway. These are what the visits.
Hello.
All right, Pop. You give that back to me, and then I will see you in a little bit. Daddy, be finished saying. Come on.
Oh dear. Are you the new boss?
Give me back the headphones. Come on, because Daddy's on the call. Well done. Thank you. Go. All right. Love you lot. Yeah. So those are the visits. Goodbye. I'll see you in a bit. Go see Mummy.
Yeah. So yeah, well, you saw. Did you see the workout that we put up? Me and Jem, we did the line.
Yeah. So I've been, because obviously I'm following a stunt woman in the background. So because I follow Gold Couple and obviously your food mystery stuff. So I've been seeing glimpses. I've been seeing bits and bobs of everything, but yeah, I'm yet to do one of your classes. So that's one of the things that I was going to do soon, and I'll video it for Essex Insights as well.
I'll give it a go, man. But I mean, the same thing happened live earlier. We were doing it. Me and Jem were doing a workout, and the kids just come tearing in, got in the way, laid on the mat, caused bedlam. One on each mat. Rosie had a 3/4 full nappy. Oh, it's just an absolute nightmare. But that's what people want to see. That's the truth. That's the truth. And she will go from an empty nappy to full, like, which would normally take a kid an hour in 1 week. Just she must have a bladder like a camel. It's unreal. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Okay. So what you do? So you're kind of playing kind of bat and ball with Poppy now, where you're kind of responsibility, doing that kind of thing. And what's kind of working for you? What's not working? If there was a pearl of wisdom you could help people with, what would it be?
I suppose chat to the people who you're sort of trying to make this work with. Like I think in the first week and the second week, we just had sort of an unspoken bond or unspoken agreement, which we ended up disagreeing on what was said because nothing was said. So basically, we just invented what we expected from the other person, and I was like, I'm working. We got to keep it down. I'm trying to concentrate or whatever. And then And then, yeah, he's like, well, you didn't tell me that you needed me to be like quiet between these times or when you have a phone call or whatever. So yeah, definitely just talk, because it's easy for us guys to, or like anyone really, just to say, right, I'm working, head down. I expect silence, but it's not as easy as that because it's their house as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's actually, I had exactly that thought process. Me and Jem started doing stuff, and this exact same thing happened. We just assumed each other knew which page we were on, and we were fairly kind of on the same page here and there.
Yeah.
But then it made me realise what I'm doing. I'm the imposter here. I'm the one I'm the one taking over here, and I'm the one that doesn't belong, because the kids and the household is always the same. It's only now that I've decided to start working here, and I was like, well, I kind of came tearing in with this air of arrogance, thinking, well, no, it's got to work around the gym, and then I sat there and thought, what are you doing? I'm sitting in the kids' playroom doing teaching, and then wondering why they're bored. You know, I was leaving no option. So we had that chat, and I spoke to you prior to this to this video about it, and you know, we had to make some hard decisions, but it paid off in the end. But I love that. Yeah, I love it. You're the first person to mention that as well, which is another big pearl of wisdom. Just talk to each other.
Yeah, it is important because actually, you know, like after the second argument, we're like, when we never argue, we're just like, what's going on? Because then we just chatted it through. Took a while because we were both grumpy with each other, but finally like nailed down a plan of action, and it wasn't any different to what we were doing. We were just more conscious of like the other person, so I think that's important.
Yeah. Well, we pretty much did the same thing. We have at least a bicker, probably a bicker a day, but bicker a week. I would have thought, but it's always resolved, and it seems to work. We've been together about 12, 13 years now, so yeah, about 12 years, I think. Yeah, it must be. So yeah, it's we're on the right page now. And what about with the little one? What are you finding is working really great with her?
Well, because of her age, she's not like on any syllabus really. So it's basically, you know, recognizing numbers and letters. That's the main thing. You know, like so there's a few apps that we've got, some sheets where she can practice her letters. That sort of thing really. Otherwise, you know, trying not to just give her the same you know, stuff, because if we're sat there and we're watching the same news every day, we're not going to be talking about anything different, are we? Like,
no,
we're not experiencing anything different, like on the same mile round walk that we're doing. We've visited the same dead bee 4 or 5 times already, like on this walk, and there's like a little shrine of flowers being dropped and delivered to him. It's just covered, right? So yeah, we're seeing a lot of the same stuff. So I hope she's not getting
Groundhog Day.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what are you learning? Are you deciding to turn your hand at anything new, or are the family learning anything? We've had people learning German. I've had one people learning sign language. I'm learning nothing, by the
way. Baking everything protein. I bought like loads of protein because I finished 10 weeks counting my calories after I did your videos, and like I think I lost about 5 kilograms, so it's good.
Wow!
And but now I'm like looking at keeping my protein intake up, but being at maintenance. And just basically I've changed everything for protein versions of it. So like I'm baking protein bread with cheese in it. It's weird, and all sorts. But yeah, it's good. Like it's nice to do stuff around the home. That's not just, you know, an omelette.
Although I think the recipe with Mr. E yesterday was definitely a full of. Well, I like to say it was a crustless quiche, but it's just a sodding omelette, isn't it?
Right.
It does taste. Actually, you know what? I was massively surprised because it tastes so different. It doesn't taste like an omelette because it's fluffier. But yeah, I made that yesterday. Thank God it came out right. What people don't know about that show that I put on is that is that none of it is ever pre-made. So I've never made that before. Never. So if it's made there and then, which is a little bit scary. So sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. Have I still got you? Are you still there? Uh-oh.
Yeah, I've got you
back. I've got you back. Did you get that?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that you haven't actually tried a lot of these things out before.
Any of it? Not one.
Right.
Not one. It's just quickly scan the internet, and nothing is a pre-made recipe. It's like, oh, that's a great idea. So the day before, I'll go through, look at different ideas and stuff, and I think, well, okay, that'll work. I've never made any of it before, and it doesn't. But it seems to be working. There was a mackerel pasta I made the other day that I was meant to make for it, but I just made it and ate it, which was really good.
No, it's good. How are you getting on with like productivity? Because you seem to be doing like I know you don't sleep much anyway, but I
have been sleeping a lot better. Been sleeping a lot better. I'd say my energy is really good. And productivity-wise, last week was okay. This week has been leaps and bounds ahead, where I've got my space back, and I'm now more focused on a goal. I've actually been really good. I've been more embracing ideas as opposed to. I think I went a little bit over to the dark side in a. I'd say not. Maybe even like almost a terrorist kind of mentality where they say that there's different stages of grief. You become different people, and one of them is the terrorist, or there's another term for it, but we know it as the terrorist. And it's kind of very high energy, but towards negativity. And I had that for a couple of hours, and that's all it takes is a couple of hours. And it can change everything. You can say something stupid. You can You can get a rant on Facebook, and then before you know it, snowballs out of nowhere. And I had to take myself away from that by using stuff on the internet. To be honest, I just went on YouTube and started following some of Tony Robbins' stuff, and pulled me out of a pretty dark place. And I spoke to some motivational people that I'm friends with, and thankfully that helped.
The thing is, because we're stubborn, if we do something stupid, we'll still stick by it for like as long as possible. So even if we have like a dark minute where we're like, no, that's rubbish or whatever, and we put something out there, then we'll stick by it for as long as possible because we're just stubborn oxes. And
you're getting more annoyed with the other people disagreeing with you because we've mansplained something and someone has said no. With that annoys you more than the fact that you were wrong in the first place, and then it just turns into an absolute bedlam. Yeah, absolute bedlam. The last time that happened was the rugby incident, the Joe Marler rugby incident.
Oh yeah.
I put something on Facebook, and I got a hook, and I was having this backwards and forwards with a guy that I think the guy's pretty cool, to be fair, but he was having a bit of a backwards and forwards, and all in good sport. And I kind of sat and said, "What are you doing? Just leave it be. People are entitled to their own opinion." And so fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking this for Essex Insights because obviously I'm putting myself out there for now, like on YouTube. And someone said to me, like, you're going to start getting people like trolling and saying, that guy's got a really annoying voice or whatever. And I was like, water for ducks back. but I know, mate. I know. I'm going to be like, right.
Yeah. Don't. You have to leave comments on as well, because if you disable comments, no one watches your video. So you have to leave them on. I don't even read them. We had a bit of negativity on the local paper, because the local paper covered the fact that we're putting out loads of free classes and said how amazing it was. Some 2-bit nobody commented on the fact that my team were wearing baggy jumpers, probably to hide their body shapes.
What?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so this guy to have time to comment on the Echo website anyway, you've got to be a serious contender. But yeah, you just think, and it really, really, it got to one of my staff members, and I had to pull him back from that. So you kind of think, like,
yeah,
in what cave do these people originate from?
Yeah, like that person is obviously so untrusting of everyone. It's like, wait, that person's wearing baggy clothing.
You sit there
what are they hiding?
Yeah, but not even that. It's the case of, to be able to think like that, what level of pain and self-hatred,
what have they been in? Yeah.
How miserable is that? That person probably wakes up every day and experiences just pure misery. So you just think, well,
yeah. Oh, they've probably got kids.
Yeah. That's a little pearl of happiness right there. So, right, we're going to wrap this up on that, because we're going to carry on chatting after this anyway. But for the viewers then, and a pearl of wisdom for me. So, if you're going to give a little bit of advice to people that are still working from home, first of all, and we've already covered it, but it's just a recap. What would that little pearl of wisdom be? Just to help.
Talk to the other people in the house, because if you are working, when you want to chill out at the end of the day, you'll probably end up looking at your phone, and you'll be sat next to the person who's been looking after the kids or whatever, and you'll both be on your phones, and you'll be watching TV, and you won't actually say, how'd it go for you today? And that's important, even if you do it, listen to the response, because that's what I wasn't doing last week, and it was hellish. So that's important. And then otherwise keep busy, keep creative. It's not. I saw a picture someone had put up and said, "This is a pandemic, not a productivity contest," and I think that's quite funny. So if you feel like you don't really want to be working at the moment and you want to have a couple of days off, take a couple of days off. It's not like the world will still be here in 2 days. So everyone enjoy the bank holiday and don't worry about, creating your new blog or whatever too soon. I know I'm the worst for doing sideline stuff, and you do as well, but we've got to give ourselves a break a bit. Everyone in finance is having a massive holiday, so I think we deserve one too.
Love that. I think, to be fair, mate, the next bit was about relationships, but I think you've nailed it. You've nailed it with that one sentence and the communication. And a lot of people have said similar stuff when it says about being kind to yourself, and it's not a competition about productivity. I've got a lot of time for that, mate. I really like that. And you know what I did with my team recently was put a massive gap in the middle of the day. So there's no classes between 10:30 and 5 o'clock. I was mindful that the weather's going to change, and to be outside in this right now, if that doesn't improve your mood, nothing will, So I love that.
That's important.
I love that. So, mate, I'm pretty happy to wrap it up there. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, just message to other businesses and people out there, support each other, and then when this is all over, we'll all still be around and in business, hopefully.
I think that we're going to Essex Insights. I'd like to push this. Spend a £5. Was it say £5 a month, isn't it? And it will change all local businesses.
Oh yeah. Lee and C did the Fiver Fest, didn't they? And that was the main point in that is that if you as a local person spent fiver in a business, it's X amount of local
fortune,
turnovers. Yeah.
Well, I'll be involved in the next Fiver Fest, as I would have thought Essex Insights will have something to do with that, no doubt. Now, Essex Insights, the website, and the very new to come link tree will be in our bio after this at the bottom and in the comments. Okay, so it'll be in the bio as well, guys. So please make sure you take a look at that if you are a local business and you would like to have a chat with Lloyd. Have a little look at some of the stuff that he's been doing. We could probably get some Zoom calls set up for you with Lloyd, and I know that I'd love to be involved in some stuff moving forward with that. As well as if you are going through the same stuff as what you are seeing and you are hearing, and you'd like to have a chat with me, please get in touch. You can talk to me either on my Facebook page, which is ABC Gym, or you can get in contact with me via the YouTube channel. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I do. Lloyd, don't go anywhere. I'm going to chat to you after I press this button. See you later, guys.